Yes, 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 yes. Dream it, believe it, become it. Come on down. Another edition of the Fight is Right podcast. Babatunde Ajayi, as you know, he's in camp with anti-yard, so I'm doing this solo by myself. Big up my brother from another mother, Daniel Grace, who has just jumped on. We've got a couple guests as usual. We had some fantastic boxing on last night, which we have to be grateful for, right? We saying Terry McCann, how you doing, my friend? We had some great fights yesterday. So I'm just going to see who's going to be blessing the show with us at this time. Mighty Mo, how you doing? We're going to talk in depth about Denzel Bentley. Hopefully, Denzel's going to be joining us at 8:30, which is 12:30 his time because he's still in Las Vegas. After, Janibek, how he put in a gallant, courageous effort last night. He came second best, but it leaves us to know this part here that Denzel Bentley is actually world class. You know what I mean? Neelant, how you doing? Big simple. He's world class. He's a mighty more. I'm telling you now that Denzel Bentley is on that level simply because the performance that he put in, nobody ever gave him a chance, an iota of a chance of doing something remotely in the league of what he did. And you have to say, for 5 rounds, Denzel Bentley didn't do much. And then all of a sudden, Denzel Bentley woke up. Denzel Bentley tried to put his hands together. Denzel Bentley has earned a lot of stripes because, let's be real, Janibek, a lot of people were thinking that Denzel Bentley was going to go the same way as Danny Dignam. And Denzel Bentley didn't. He put in a gallant display, a superb display. And you know what? All power and congratulations to him simply because he proved a lot of people. And now, look at this. Did you see the fight last night? Tyler Denny defending his English title. Did you see that fight? Let's click him on right now, Gary. You know what I mean? Yes. What you say? Were you in the gym, Tyler? You still in the gym?
No, I'm at a BCB show. They've got a show on now. I've just come upstairs and that for this.
Okay, well that's really cool. That's really cool that you still got to support the amateurs and everything else.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, try and talk a little bit louder because we can hardly hear you. I can hardly hear you.
Mate. I'll come a bit closer.
Yeah, cool.
Is that
bro? Good? Yeah, that's a lot better, bro. I was pleasantly surprised in your performance last night. Right?
Thanks, man.
Right, seriously, because Bradley Ray was pitted as being the guy to trample you. He's a kid that was signed to boxer. He's a kid like they were pushing the hype train behind. You know what I mean? You was fighting him like in his own backyard kind of thing. You know what I mean? He had the support and everything else. You came in to just you and your soundtrack. You know what I mean?
And you know what it is? I shouldn't take it to heart really because they promote him and stuff, but I feel like, there was just dismissing me already. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm the champion, and like I was getting a lack of respect to it. Really, I was thinking it was all, like you said, it's all to build him up to get that belt and to push him on. And I thought there was talking a bit too much. Like he's only 24, and they're saying he's going to be like the next Ricky Hatton of Manchester and that. And I thought we'll see see what they're saying Sunday.
Listen. Let me tell you this, yeah. I've seen you fight a couple of times, and for someone, so you can dig, Like when I phoned you this morning, I said, "Bro, you can actually punch, right?" And what you showed in there, especially in the 9th round, when you got caught with the solar plexus punch, and what people don't realize is this: there is no muscle around the solar plexus. If you get caught with a solar plexus punch, right, the solar plexus controls your nervous system, right?
Yeah.
So when you get hit with that punch, I couldn't imagine the pain that you was in.
I'm telling you.
How did you manage to suck it up and survive round 9?
It was tough, man. It was tough. But you know what it was? I felt like I was leading. I was cruising into it. Do you know what I mean? I was feeling like I was winning at least 8 rounds up, probably 7 rounds up at that time. Do you know what I mean? There's only 8 rounds gone, and I thought like maybe I could give him a round. And I was like, there's no way I can let this go. Do you know what I mean? There's no way. And just I've done everything that I could do to hold on to him. Do you know what I mean? I just had to suck it up and grit it down. And obviously the ref took a point off then. But then even when he backed me up on the ropes, he tried to get me in the body. Then I'll give him a big left hand over the top, man, just to let him know I'm still here, still here. But it was tough, man. It was tough, but respect to him, man. Respect to him. It was a nice shot, man. He got me nice.
Yeah, it was a good shot. But I just want to know, how did you survive? How did you survive that? How did you manage to survive that? Sorry, one second. I've got Big Up Fight Fan TV live. You know what I mean? My brother Danny, right? He's always bigging you up. He says, yeah, my dog.
Yeah, he's my guy, man. He's my guy.
Yeah, trust me. You put in that work. But how did you manage to survive round 9?
Yeah, like I said in the interview, man, it's just the dog in me, man. There's never give up attitude, man. I just refuse to lose. Do you know what I mean? You have to take me out probably knock me out to stop me. I wasn't giving in, man. It was tough. It was tough, though. I couldn't breathe or nothing in the pain. But look, I don't know if it's because I'm fit. But by the time I had my minute break afterwards and that, everything was gone and I was back to normal then. Do you know what I mean? But like at that time, that's when you find out how much do you want it. How much did I want it, man? And I wanted it.
Because looking at your career, what you've had? You've had 15 fights?
Now 20 fights now.
You've had 20 fights?
Yeah.
Okay. My apologies as they announced it. 15 wins. But it's kind of weird that you see somebody on their record that they've got 3 draws. What's going on there?
Oh man, I think two of the draws was in 4 rounders as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them I just boxed terrible, to be fair, and the one I thought I won 3-1. It's one of them, the 4 rounders. But and the one draw was against River Wilson Bent when I give the guy a punch, and what's his name? Ian John Lewis said it was a clash of heads, and he'd give it a draw. And got, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then it was the video evidence. It was on Channel 5 and everything, and it was a clear punch, and then they had to give it a draw, man, and I was fuming.
But I remember because like you beat Wilson in the return.
Yeah.
Like you beat him in the return, and then that kind of like that was the more of the props. That's for the English, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that kind of gave you your props there. But then this fight, like Bradley Ray, they were gassing about this union.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. But you know what it is? If they was looking at the River fight, me and River had a little bit of beef going into that. Do you know what I mean? So I think like I was more wild, more aggressive. I wanted to give him some lick, man. Do you know what I mean? Because we wasn't getting on, and like my performance was hindered by that, I think. And I got back to my boxing, man. Slippery, fainting. You know what I mean? Little pivots and that, and it worked. It worked to treat yesterday.
Okay, because like I mean, people got to give credit where it's due. It's like if you used to go break down like on for your future, have you got a promoter?
Well, Boxing signing me up now for you know what I mean? So I think I don't know if it's a 1 fight deal or something, and maybe it's rolling a bit of incentive. But that does me, man. As long as I know when my next fight is, I'm happy.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you why I think boxing will be quick to sign you up. Not only because your style's very exciting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you come to give it, and you throw hard shots, but there's a lot of education behind what you do as well. You know what I mean? I like how when you was moving off, you was flicking out 3 jabs, which is a rarity these days to see someone throw 3 bloody jabs, right? You try 3 jabs, you go downstairs to the body, you come upstairs with like nice little uppercuts as well, and you'll gauge it as well. Like if a man hits you with a hard shot, you say, all right, then you take it, then you kind of work your way, and then you throw back 3 or 4 hard shots, which makes good TV. You know what I mean? Your style of fighting is good television. What do you think the future holds for you?
Personally, I'd like for the British, man. I know Bentley's got it in it, but I've won the English. I've defended it again. Surely the next stop for me has got to be the British. I rate Bentley, man. His big fight, but
Yeah.
what am I meant to do? That's what I want to do, man. So,
Well,
but
um, um,
I've got a mandatory for the English though, because I was meant to fight Brad Pauls first, and
what
they
happened to
sort of
Brad Paul? What happened to him?
Sky sorted it out so Brad Ray could fight me, and then the winner of us, it was in the deal, had to defend it against Brad Pauls. Do you know what I mean? So, me
Okay.
personally, I'd rather vacate and move on, but I don't know if that opportunity is there. It's not really up to me. I would, but I'd like to do that.
Well, Robert Brony says, well deserved, man. Showed good boxing skills last night. So you
Respect,
got one guy to prop me up.
respect,
Listen,
man.
bro. All I got to say is like, all you've got to do is just basically just keep on working. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You got Errol Johnson as your trainer as well.
Yeah.
Errol's foundation. You know what I mean? And no, Errol Johnson's actually white. So he does really sound like a black guy, but no, Errol Johnson's actually. I've known Errol for a long time. Good guy. You know what I mean? He's always on it. Sorry, Daniel Grace says Tyler. Well, Tyler was all over Ray, who looked like he didn't have any ideas in there. The ninth nearly changed things, but the right man won. Right, October Red Boxing. Let me just big up my sister from
Yes,
11. No,
yes.
no,
That's my girl, man. That's my girl.
no. I have to big up. October Red. You know why? Because me and her have been cool, boy, for about 9 years, maybe, if not longer than that. Like, true boxing fan. This is on the times when I used to be at Sky. She always used to big me up and everything else. So like October Red, she's, you know what I mean, she's everywhere, even when she's standing still. I see her. Hey, October Red, I see you doing your little fashion stuff. I see you. You know what I mean? But no, man, props to her, because you know what? She's a proper graft, and I like seeing when, like, because she's near you and she's brumming it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that she backs the local people, man, which is good, because
Yeah.
we don't really get nothing round in the Midlands, man. It's quite dead on that sort of thing. So she's bringing it up for us, man. She's
But don't
repping us.
worry, man. It's all going to change now. You're on the fight is right, bro. So I'm just like, I say to you, like, but October Red is foundation. Proper, she's foundation. Always backs people. I mean, I've got so much time for her. She's very, very cultured. So I salute my sister. But yeah, I'm saying to you, like, in the early days when you started this game, yeah, how many amateurs did you have?
I had 35, I think, 35, 125. But
That's not
even in my
bad.
amateurs, I lost 3 in my first 4. I used to fight at light heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? I only used to train twice a week, and I used to do it just for something to do. And then as I started getting into it, then you know what I mean, I started taking it more serious, and then come down in weight and turn pro.
So when did you turn pro, bro?
2015, I think. 2015.
Oh, right. So you've been a pro for 7 years then.
Yeah, 7 years now.
Right.
But you know what it is? The big difference in me, I went full time. I've been full time like just over a year now. And like the difference from working beforehand to, you know what I mean? It's more you rest than that. So I can train, I'll go back to bed, get up, train again. Do you know what I mean? I think that's been major for me, full time, man.
Okay.
I can't thank the guy enough to help me out.
And have you got a sponsor?
Yeah, S&R Construction, man. He's changed it all for me. Because, for instance, that ninth round yesterday, maybe if I wasn't as fit as I was, if I couldn't train full time, I might not have got out of the ninth round. Do you know what I mean? But like my fitness and that, and my willpower, cause everything that I've done, it all adds up, man. All for this moment. You might need that moment, you might not, and I think that was a major thing, man.
Okay. Now that's big. So sorry, what's the name of your sponsor?
S&R Construction.
So the building site,
Yeah.
construction workers, yeah.
He's
So
on, he
SNR,
helped me out
listen to
big
me.
time.
SNR, you've heard it from Tyler Denny. Without you, SNR Constructions, he wouldn't have got out the ninth round, right? So I've got to big them up because it's so important. People don't get this part, yeah, right? It's so important to big up and be thankful for your sponsors because,
Of course, man.
right, it's only 5% of boxers, 5%. And you go think, right, in the UK alone, we've got a plethora of guys who are boxing, right? We've got over 1,500 professional fighters in the UK,
Yeah.
right? 5%. You know what I mean? 5% of that. If you go 5%, that's like 75 of them. 75 can concentrate solely on being professional boxers because of the aid of their either they're at that level where they're earning enough or they're being fortunate enough to get a sponsor. So the sponsor is so imperatively important. So when I see that young guys who are coming through, or you know what I mean, who have a sponsor, you know what I mean, I can count my blessings. Like I was sponsored by quite a few people when I was boxing, right?
Yeah.
So but sometimes it can also work against you because like I was getting so much money from sponsors, it's like I got lazy. I'm like, right, I don't need to fight. But it's so important. So big up to your sponsors. This is very important,
That's it.
right?
I'm like the opposite with that though. I'm like, this guy's paying me, so I need to be training. That's the least I can do for him. Do you know what I mean? Some of them days where I feel a bit tired today and stuff. Like, I think this guy's paying me to train. I need to get up, man, and go and do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like because he's put that much investment into me, I don't want to let him down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. Like, bro, that was like I'm saying, that was a great fight. That was an exciting fight. You put that work in. You know what I mean? And I know you're saying like now you're looking for the British title, but I don't think because I still think there's some unfinished business with you. And because I remember, when did you lose? You lost a split decision, on it, or was it majority decision? You lost to your Dolfo, Linus. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? Because I know Linus is on the comeback trail right now. Surely, wouldn't you want to get in there with Linus?
Of course, man. Like, I'd
Because
happily
I
do
know
it.
that'd be a wicked fight, you know.
That's a good. I rate Linus. Obviously, I've shared the ring with him. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough fighter, and his fight with Bentley was a close fight as well. Do you know what I mean? So he's at that level, but he ain't got the belt. I think that's the only problem. I don't want to fight Linus for nothing. I want the British title. If it comes
Okay.
vacant and they put me and Linus for the British title, happy days, man. Do you know what I mean? But right now he's got. I won't say he's got nothing to offer me, but do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but
what am I fighting him for?
I get what you're saying. It would be like it's not an educated gamble. Simple fact that he's not bringing nothing to the table. And I'm telling you, after last night's performance of what you did, it's like, your stock's risen. And like you're saying, like you got one fight deal now with you got one fight deal with Boxer, and hopefully that will grow within itself. Yeah, I mean, how's your sport? How's your support within your community? What's the support like?
It's good, man. To be fair, everyone seems to back me. To be fair, it's growing. Do you know what I mean? I think as you start getting like the television shows and stuff, more people, more people start coming. Do you know what I mean? So it's building, man. It's building. I think if we could get a show in Birmingham, then that's what I'd want to do. They was going to do the Huey Fury versus Hunter in Birmingham, and then Huey Fury pulled out, and I was going to be on that. And I think that'd be a real gauge of how much I could sell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of weird now because like we don't know what's going to happen with Huey Fury and Hunter fight. We don't know what's going to happen with that
Yeah,
fight. But regardless of that, the mere fact that they've given you something
yeah.
is a good thing. We're going to carry on beating the drum for you. We was very, very impressed with yesterday's work. It was good. What was Bradley's punching power like?
To be fair, it's not sound disrespectful, but I never really felt nothing of it until that body shot. Before
Okay.
that, maybe because I didn't get it that often. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I was more of a static target, then I would have known about his power somewhat more. Do you know what I mean? But if you can't hit someone clean, it's hard to hurt him. Do you know what I mean? But that body shot, that had power, man. So I got to rate him for that. I can't. You know what I mean? It was evident, man. He caught me nice, and I was feeling it. But headshots, he never caught me nothing headshot really that I felt like, ooh, I got to watch that. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure if you walk onto it flat, he'll catch you because he's not people out in the first round. He's not that McCarthy out, the Irish guy. He's not Lee Cutler out. Do you know what I mean? So he must have power.
Yeah,
But
listen, I'm not going to turn around and say the guy ain't got no power.
Yeah.
because he's done some demolition jobs of some decent guys. And as he's done those demolition jobs of some decent guys, you be sitting down and thinking to yourself like, right, you know what? But like, what was the atmosphere soaking up being on such a? That was a big night because you know what I mean, you had Natasha Jonas come out and become Ring Magazine and a unified champion. You know what I mean, at 154. What was it like being on that show? What was it like? What was the experience like?
It was big, man. But you know what it is? I can't really take it in too much when I'm involved. You know what I mean? I try and keep it, try and separate. I try not to get caught up in the moment because really, like the boxing fan with me, be all gassed thinking, "Rah, this is proper." You know what I mean? This is sick. But like I just have to concentrate and just think, this is just a fight, like any other fight. And you go in the ring, and then afterwards I can look around, and then Ricky Hatton come out at the end, and the atmosphere was mad, and then I could become a fan again. Then, do you know what I mean? And start enjoying it. But until then, I was just there for business, man. Do you know what I mean? And that's me personally. I have to get myself in that sort of zone. Some people can laugh around and joke around all they want beforehand, but me, as soon as I get to the arena, I'm switched on, man, and that's it. And because it is his hometown as well, that's why I wanted to start good, because I don't want to get the momentum with them and that. Do you know what I mean? Not so much even for my sake, but for like the judges' sake and stuff. And the start, you know, it is fighting away. I've fought away enough times now to know. So I like to keep them quiet, man. And they never really had much to shout about until the ninth round.
Yeah. Tyler, you got a good name because like my last born, her name's Tyler, but I spelled totally different. But yeah, that's my little girl's name. Like what?
My little girl's here. Look, she's next to me.
Oh, what's her name?
Kada.
Kada. Kada, you should be very proud of Daddy. Did you watch Daddy's fight last night? Are you very proud of Daddy? Give Daddy a big hug. Give Daddy a big hug.
He got shy.
Very proud. But nah, that's beautiful, man. I love seeing those things. But yeah, what I'm saying is this is like, now that you're going to get these fights, now that the fights are going to happen, someone just put up on here, you versus Hamza Shiraz. Yeah, possibly, but right now it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Hamza's on one TV network. Yeah. You're on another now.
He's fighting River Wilson Bent next as well.
He's fighting
River Wilson Bent, who I fought last. He's fighting.
Oh, that's he's fighting next.
Is that Parker Ryder card?
Yeah, listen, October Red. Why go kill me say Red October like you're blinking Bridget Nielsen? Right, October Red said sensible, practical, and honest fighter. That's why we need to get behind him, sis. We're behind him, so don't worry about that. We're behind him. But it wasn't that. This is how I am. I get drawn to if I see something in a guy. You know what I mean? Who not just like mad skills to all the rest of it, but that's like the grit that was demonstrated yesterday, especially because you was the underdog. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that. I think like when you was the underdog and you came out successful. And because of that, I'd say, yeah, salute to you. You know what I mean? Proper salute. You know what I mean? So it's like we've had like loads of guests over the years, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, when they come and bless the show, like the traction and the pull, like things start to change. I want you just to keep on training really hard. You just getting your head down. You know what I mean? You just fight the way that you fight. You know what I mean? What fighters do you watch, like of the past, or what fighters, like who are your heroes in that?
You know, I love like, because I'm a southpaw and that, I just like watching loads of southpaws. You know what I mean? I used to watch from like more recently, even like Andy Lee, even like a Billy Joe Saunders and stuff. I used to like watching loads of him. I think Loam was too much to watch to try and copy because what he does, you can't really teach that. Do you know what I mean? It's too much, man. But like, you know, like Errol Spence and stuff, man. Do you know what I mean?
So again, on there, Reece Jones is saying Denny versus Brad Pauls should be next.
Well, that's what the board have ordered, but that just depends if I hold on to the English. Personally, I don't want to, because I've seen the English as a stepping stone. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's most people win it. I've won it and defended it. I'm
All right.
31, man. I want to move on, but if that's it, then so be it. You know what I mean? I'll take that fight. It's like my last 5 fights have all been against undefeated guys, and he could be the 6th guy. So no one can say I'm scared to fight anyone. Do you know what I mean? You put the fights and I fight them, man. But I only do what's best for me in my career.
I hear that, and I cannot not props you for that because you know what I mean you did your stuff yesterday, man. You know what I mean, and no one can't sit down and say you never done your stuff because you did do your stuff, and it was very very impressive. And all I got to say is look out for this. Look out for I can't even say kid because you're 30, but this guy Tyler Denny. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Very very exciting fighter. Very honest pro. You heard him on the Fight Is Right. You've heard him already. Very, very honest pro who wants to fight. He wants to go out there and fight the best. He wants to pit himself against the best. Right? And I rate you for the fact that you're even calling out guys like Denzel Bentley. We understand that it's not personal against Denzel. Yeah, I mean, Denzel's our guy as well, South London in the house, right? But I'll just keep the thing 100 because I'm very, very impressed of how Denzel acquitted himself in coming second best yesterday. And as far as I'm concerned, Denzel's proven himself to be a world class fighter, right?
I think so. I rate Denzel big time, man. I rate him
world
big time.
class fighter, man.
And I think he's above British level, but if he's got the belt, what
Yeah,
am I
yeah.
meant to do?
Listen,
Do you know what I mean?
no one's not going to tell you not to go and test yourself or go after your dreams and desires. Because anyone who turns around and says, no, but this and that, no. And you're thinking the same thing, then no. You're a fighter. Fighters fight. Do you know what I mean? That is it. That's it. Because if you don't fight, then you're not a fighter.
Of course, man.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? There's an old saying, there's tricks in trades and mechanics in business. But what you showed yesterday, especially after the 9th round, is that you understand the tricks in the trade, but you also understand the mechanics in the business to bite down on your gum shield, to come through adversity. And you came out you came out successful and you came out with that victory. So that victory, I think you surviving the 9th round was also a moral victory for you because you went back after the night and you rocked him as well. Don't get twisted.
Yeah.
I mean, you rocked him in the night. You caught him flush with an overhand left hand, bam, through the middle. You know what I mean? So and you rocked him as well. But I'm going to be real. Bradley Ray can come again, you know.
Yeah, of course, man. He's 24 years
Bradley Ray can
old,
come
man.
again.
He got a big support. He's got a boxer behind him. He'll come again. But whereas me on the other end, at the time, I had no one behind me. I'm 31, and I think, lose this, where do you go now? Do you know what I mean? That's the harsh reality of this. If I lost yesterday, what do I do then? Do you know what I mean? Could be back at work next week for all I know. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be like, listen, I ain't getting in no money no more. I'll get to some next guy who's winning. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it is, man. Yeah. That's the way it is, man. That's how. Yeah, there's a lot on the line, man. It's more than just fighting, and it's my lifestyle's on the line. Do you know what I mean? My lifestyle is being full-time professional boxer, man. Because if I go back to work, I don't think I could do that again. Do you know what I mean? And carry on with the boxing and that. So I put everything into it, man. Every last ounce that I got, I put into my training and my craft, my diet, my professionalism. You know what I mean? And it's paying off. It's paying off, man. I feel like I'm getting better and better, even at 31.
You know what? It's been a plum pleasing pleasure to have the English middleweight champion on the Fight Is Right, Tyler Denny. Go and enjoy yourself. You've earned it. Don't enjoy yourself too much. I'm going to be ringing Errol to find out when you're back in the gym because I'm a spy like that. Right?
Yeah, and week off and I'm there, man.
October Red. Yeah, I'll be checking. Make sure this guy's back in the gym for us. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was a well-deserved winner. We salute you. What's that? Mind mastery strategist and says, brilliant. Salute. Yes. Congratulations,
Thank you.
people on here. You just keep on doing what you're doing, bro. That's what I got to say. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow, I'm going to be sending out a message. I'm going to be sending out a message to Ben Shalom at Boxer to say, right, you done the right thing by getting this young man. Because one thing I do know, you're excited. And I can't wait for you to next fight because as well as being a boxing historian, I'm actually a fan of the sport. But sometimes I kind of lose interest. But when I see good fights, I don't care who's winning or losing. Salute to Bradley Ray as well. I got salute because it takes two to win a good fight.
Of course, yeah.
You did control the fight. You you know what I mean, you sucked it up when you had to suck it up, and like in that final round, you even sucked it up even more because I didn't think you were gonna survive that last round. I'm gonna be real with you, and you kind of pissed that last round as far as I was concerned. You know what I mean? So salute to you, salute to your whole camp. Any big ups you want to give out on the show right now before you jump off?
Just all the BCB, man. Errol Johnson, Poor Man's everywhere, you know, up and down the country with everyone. Everyone. We got Liam Davis next week at the gym fighting for European. Zach Parker the week after that, man. Do you know what I mean? The gym's buzzing.
Oh, right there, Zach Parker. He's fighting John Ryder, yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting John Ryder.
Is a big. That's next week. It's not. I think it's this Saturday.
Nah, 26. I think 26.
You sure?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Because BT, they got Telford first. Anthony.
Yeah. That's a big boy. Listen, Zach Parker, John Ryder. That ain't no joke, you know.
Nah, it's big fight, man.
That is a big fight. You know that you spar with Zach, right?
Yeah. Obviously, Zach's my boy. I'm backing Zach. You know what I mean? But you know, that's what people want to see, man. Two people going at it, man. Like obviously, we're at a lower level for English title, but like me and Brad Ray, me and River, I thought Derek Aziz, like, you know what I mean? People want to see two people, game, confident, who people know as well, put their records against each other, and may the best man win. And if you lose, go again, man. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, you said it in a nutshell. Plum, pleasing pleasure having you on the show. Massive big up to you, my friend.
Respect, man.
You know what I mean? Massive big up. And, boy, I just got messaging from my phone. And Leah, so I've got to salute you, yeah? Thank you for joining us on the show, yeah?
Yeah, anytime, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, big up, man.
Cheers, safe, man.
Yes. Now, this was the real guys meant to be jumping on. You know what I mean? So we've gone from one champion, now we're going to another champion. And as far as I am concerned, the way Denzel Bentley acquitted himself last night, right, against Janibek, when everybody was going on like he was going out there as a sacrificial lamb, and massive salute to him for how he went out and performed, sucked it up, you know what I mean, fought really hard, and they were building this guy as a new Gennady Golovkin, and that weren't the case. So without further ado, Gary should be rolling him in. Listen, man, let me just say, you know what I mean, too sharp, Denzel Bentley. And like I'm saying, the way you're going on, you ain't just going to be driving a Bentley, you're going to be driving a Wraith.
We pray, man. I was going to put on the shades, but I thought, bun it, man. Let me just...
Listen, shades for what, man? Listen, they're scars of war, my friend. They are scars of war. Denzel, congratulations. And I'm going to say this, I mean this, because people were talking like you were going to be like a sacrificial lamb. You know what I mean? And you showed them that you're not a sacrificial lamb. You showed the whole world that was the arrival of you. How do you feel, champ?
Sore right now, but I'm good. Of course, obviously I was a bit disappointed in myself, but it is what it is, isn't it? I can't keep myself down too long. Done that the last time I lost. I kept myself down for too long, and it was like I started eating myself up about it. But I've slept on it now. Feel good. I've watched it back. Commentators were giving me no respect, bro, at all.
Not the British commentators. They were
no. I watched it. I got someone played on YouTube to me, and I watched it on
ESPN.
The ESPN one. Yeah, I watched it.
Bro, listen to me. No disrespect, yeah. I've worked for ESPN. They're cool. They don't know boxing like me, so I'm not listening to them. You know what I'm trying to say to you? I talk to people.
Bro, you got guys that are in, or even at the fighters meeting, like they're just looking at me like, what does this guy think he's coming to do? Like you got guys like Tim Bradley and that Mark Kriegel saying, "Well, he's scared because I'm trying to." Who goes into a fight and doesn't feel like their opponent? You know what I mean? Like if it was anyone else, like let's be honest, yeah. Us like when, and I'm not saying I'm Canelo's level, but when Canelo was fighting Billy Joe was catching them early rounds, pinging them about. Everyone said, "Oh, Canelo's finding his rhythm, he's controlling the pace, he's winning the rounds." For me, that's boxing. I'm trying to get a gauge of what this guy's got, feel the shots in the glove and move around and just circle around and see what he's got. Man telling me I'm fighting scared or I'm scared or I'm just here to not get knocked out. But when I got told to pick up the pace, I picked up the pace. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, like you said, that's not important, isn't it? But
listen, Mark Creedle, nice guy, right? But his interviewing skills yesterday with you, I'm just being 100. You was whack, Mark. You were whack. So the thing about it is this: you were not there to make up numbers. The only time that you make up numbers is when you're going to the bank, right? That's number one, right? You got paid very well, I know, right? You got paid very well, and you made the mark because they were going on like Janibek was this the new Gennady Golovkin. They were going like, this man's so monstrous. This man's gonna turn up and the thing about it is this: if you listen to something so much, what you listen to,
start to believe it.
Right, you start to believe it. You say, "Rob, maybe he can really punch. Maybe he's man." And like when a man was saying to you, "Oh, you started off scared." So what? You're meant to go out with a no-tip puncher. Man's had 5 on the shot spins. He's the WBO champion. We saw what he done to Danny Dignam. He hit Danny Dignam so hard that Danny Dignam mashed up his foot. You know?
Yeah,
Right? Right? All of them kind of things. So you're just meant to go and fight fire with fire. No, you feel out, man. You watch, man. You go see what's going on. So I'm saying don't give any credence to these guys because at the end of the day, they know how you performed. And like, what I'm saying is this massive prop. Let me say the next thing. Massive props to Steve Bunce and a massive props to Richie Woodall because they read that fight correctly. They gave it correctly. You know what I mean? Now, maybe if you kind of pressed it from round 3.
Yeah,
if you pressed it from round 3. But you know what? And you had you tired as well, and you banged him hard. And you know what I like about it as well? And this comes with experience. There's a time when you was in there, I think it was like, round 7. Round 7, he was there with you, boom, he clapped you straight down the pipe, big right hand. Yeah? Now, instead of you straight away firing back and all the rest of it, you just pushed out your jab and went on a little walk. I said, yeah, veteran tricks. Went on a little walk, reset yourself, and he said, all right, then I'm going to bang you back. And you went left uppercut to the body, right uppercut to the body, left hook. I said, yeah, Denz, trust me, the performance that you put in yesterday, listen, you're going to have to wake up very early in the morning to watch more boxing than me, right? And that's not without me boasting, very early in the morning. That was your arrival because you're only going to get better for that because I know you went back and say to yourself, I should have done this, I should have done that. I know you did because human nature.
100%.
Right. So therefore, if you could go back and say that, you are going to come back bigger and better. I respect what you've done and what you've accomplished because from coming second best in the Felix Cash fight, enough people could have been demoralized. And you just come back even more wicked. You know what I mean? So you got some persistent bulldog spirit coupled and mixed with some proper pepper soup from Ghana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what do you think is going to be next for you now? Because listen, careful what comes out your mouth. Because when you're on the show with me and Babatunde Ajayi, my brother from another mother,
Where's Big Ton, man?
The reason why Tunde's not here is simply because y'all's fighting next week.
You got to be.
Yeah, 2 weeks before. I don't want him giving out the energy on the show. And all the rest of it. I don't even want like certain times you can get some little dickheads on the comments and all the rest of it. And I don't want
of course, that energy, that negative.
Yeah. I mean, we ain't got time for them foolishness.
Of course.
So what I want is but when I'm dealing here now with you now, like I'm saying you are going to do think of when you was on the show last time, you said, yeah, I want to fight for a world title, next. That's your words. Mm-hmm. And it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next time you want to say I want to fight for a world title and I want to win the world title.
To win the world title, that's it, man. Yeah.
So like what did you find special about him?
That's the thing that he's a good fighter. But I think saying the special is a bit over
extreme.
the top. Yeah, extreme. but he's a quality fighter, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like he does a lot of things good, but bro, it's mad. Look, I was watching this guy from early, thinking, well, I think I'm gonna fight this guy, and I think I could beat him because I never fought a southpaw before, but when I'm sparring, I match up well against southpaw, so I know. Well, even if I'm on the inside with my foot, I don't really pay too much attention to the outside of the foot. I know it matters, but it's just and as long as I know where my feet are, I'm good. So I was saying I'm not gonna beat this guy, and everyone's like, "Oh no, Boogeyman, he's meant to be the next Golovkin, blah blah blah." I'm like, I don't see that. I see a very good fighter, but I don't see that kind of caliber. I don't see the next Golovkin. I don't see a Boogeyman. I think the guys that have ducked him, it was a case of high risk, low reward. I can get more doing this and a better opportunity. I can move up and fight, and then I'll get more money. Why am I wasting my time with this? Why am I really gonna get paid to fight this guy? So I've been watching him just as a fan. So when the call got made, I'm like, I can't bottle it. Like, I've been saying I can fight this guy. Like, let's do it. But there's things he does, yeah, that I kind of saw. His left hand later on in the fight was working a bit more because I stopped focusing on that. I stopped being cautious. Early, that left hand wasn't working because I was being cautious. I was putting my lead hand out there and kind of touching away and making sure I'm slipping these shots. But then after, when I was putting the pressure on and I'm just trying to put my shots and I was getting caught with that backhand a bit. And he does hit, but not like they were saying, innit? Like, if I'm being honest, innit? But what was it? He moves his head a lot, but it's not really moving. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, he's doing a lot of that, but it's like you're only gonna fall for that if you're an idiot. Like, you're doing that and coming forward, but it's like you're just doing it. You're not doing anything. So I'm just touching him with a jab, touching him with a jab, touching him with a jab, and I'm landing every time I'm throwing it. There wasn't no major head movement. He's just moving and jittering around to try and, unsettle me from what I want to do. But I noticed that, so I'm just touching him with a jab, touching him with a jab. But then he's got a good backhand and it works when he throws it. But yeah, man, I was hitting him.
You hurt him quite a few times, innit?
Hurting him. No, I saw it and it was like his head was tough. Like, I'm hurting my hands on his head. My hands are sore. I'm like, I got to throw a few and then take a bit off and then try to go to the body, try to find a softer part. But then the body shots were getting him, so he started tucking the elbows and I'm hitting the elbows. I'm like, bro, my hands are sore, bro. But I just had to go out on my shield. Like, I couldn't just be like, I couldn't back all the way up. Like, I knew pressing forward was working, so I just kept pressing. And then that last round, he caught me with a left I didn't even see coming. And I was just all over the place. And I thought, nah, I ain't going down. Fuck that.
Now, but you know what? Also, in the fight, yeah, Buddy McGurk was visibly and vocally disturbed because I was listening to Buddy McGurk had panic, you know. Buddy McGurk was panicking. He was panicking, bro. And it's like your corner guys, you know what I mean, was Ray and then Monday, right? Like, Ray's been with you from day dot. You know what I mean? And it was like there was certain times where I just wish like there was a little tiny bit more fire. I mean, I wish there was a little tiny bit more fire because I think all of the camp as well kind of brought into the fact like, rah, this man, you know what I mean, this man's a danger man, you know, this man's the new Golovkin, this man, I think they kind of brought into it as well. You see, like with me, if I'm with a fighter and they're gonna fight, they could be fighting King Kong, bro. You know what I mean? They could be fighting King Kong. I'm just telling you now, bro. Like I said to you, the King Kong's not King Kong. King Kong is a spider monkey. You know what I mean? I'm not buying into, this guy's so, because what we do, we listen to it so much, we buy into it like, rah, this man, or sometimes you end up waiting to think, rah, I'm still here. Rah, I was meant to be knocked out. Or this man's meant to be hurting me. I'm not saying that he can't punch, because he can punch.
Of course. Right?
But what I'm trying to say is like, he ain't no killer like that.
No, man. That's the thing. Like you said, I wish I pressed like from after the third instead of the fifth. But it was like, because like in them early rounds, it was like I was comfortable because I weren't really landing that, but he weren't landing that. Do you know what I mean? But I got to think of it as I'm the away fighter, yeah. And this is their guy, and he's a champion. I've got to take it off him for me. So when Ray was like, look, we're not up, you know, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna step to him. You know what I'm saying? He said, we're not up. You got to put it on him a bit. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I can do that too. Like, it's not an issue if that's the case. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, he's a bit frustrated. He can't land that will. He's not getting off the shots he wants to get off. So I'm comfortable just moving around. But I left it a bit too long.
And we've just lost Denzel Bentley there. That's with his American Wi-Fi foolishness. I know this for a fact. But hopefully Denzel will be jumping back on. We don't know what as you jump back on. Yeah, we just
someone called me, man, annoying. But yeah,
okay.
So we're there, boom. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I started pressing, and as I'm pressing, I'm saying, well, Donny's folding. Like, he's folding, but I hurt him a few times, and I know I did. I formed a few right hands, but it weren't enough that I was thinking he's done. I can take him out. I can jump on him. I just thought it's enough to make him respect me and step off a bit. Look how much times he went backwards, trying to call me out. Like, you get backwards, and it's like the commentary's still saying the mad thing, but I know you didn't hear that one. But I was listening to it, I'm like, no, this is crazy. I'm not even getting no respect in the after. Oh, I don't even know, bro.
So in the fight, you could hear the commentary?
No, I watched it back this morning. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, how did they score the fight?
I tell you what it's mad. In the commentary, I was getting disrespected. They're like, raw, this guy's scared, man. He's scared, don't want to get hit, and then all of that, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, when it got to the 10th, Tim Bradley goes, I ain't gonna lie to you. You got to give Denzel credit. Like, this could be a draw. Or Denzel could be up going into this 10th round. And I've gone, raw, like, you lot just change your tone. But then the rest of them are just like, no, like, Janibek, like, in one of the rounds, they're like, yeah, he's letting him get comfortable, letting him hit him a little bit just so he can open him up. I'm saying no fighter does that. Like, you lot are mad. Why would someone let you hit them just so you can open up? But anyway, forget that. But
listen, don't give them, man. You're saying like the commentators. You're giving them too much power.
Nah, it actually jobbed me. You're right, though. I am, though.
No. You know why? Right. Who was it? Tim Bradley and Mark Creedle, yeah?
Some other guy, I don't even know his name, but there was another guy.
Right. So listen to me. Like, Tim Bradley, props, all of them, you know what I mean, props. I've got to give him enough props. I know his family as well. Like, when Tim Bradley came over to fight Junior Witter, what was that? 2009? When he came over to fight Junior Witter for the WBC title.
Okay,
yeah. Huh?
I didn't even know he came down there still.
Yeah, he came down there. He beat Junior Witter for the WBC crown in Nottingham. I sat with Tim Bradley's mum, and I remember all of Junior Witter's supporters were like cussing Tim Bradley, but they were saying profanities and all the rest of it. So I was sat with his mum, and I said to them, man, hold it down, because it's his mum. You know what I mean? And she said, oh, thank you. And at that time, that show was on ITV. I was working for Satanta Sports then. And because of that, Tim Bradley's mum said, "I'll come." Remember, I'm working for another TV network.
Mm-hmm.
His mum took me into the changing room with him, and I got the interview. I'm going to post up that interview. I'm going to find that interview, me and my guy, Kieran Bates. And I interviewed him in the changing room, like just after him becoming world champion. And I was at the rival network. So from then, me and Timmy's been kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
What I noticed is, like, them American man ain't got no respect for England, man.
At all, bro.
None whatsoever for England, man. You know what I mean?
Women at all.
They ain't got no respect. So I'm saying to you, don't take that to heart, because I'm telling you, Tundi sent me, we should have done a watch along. But whereas I ain't got BT on my TV, I got BT on my phone, and I was going to be a bit out of sync. So we didn't do the watch along. I didn't do the watch along. Right? So I'm saying to you, don't give these little idiot, man, any of your energy. I'm just keeping this thing 100. Tim Creedle, his interview of both fighters was a bit disgusting, because how can you turn to a man in the ring and say, it looked like you was a bit scared? I'm saying, bro, you're in my head, I'm saying, bro, you're lucky you're not in Battersea, you know, because we just tie you up at the tire.
I heard that, and I just thought, let me not even wig out. I was so close to just being like, are you taking the piss? Come on, show me some respect. But I thought, it looks bad. Obviously, we're on live television, sportsmanship and that.
No. You know what? This is what I'm saying is this, yeah? And I learned this from Tundi. You see, anything that's in your head, yeah? Lay it out. Don't bother all onto it. You know what I mean? So you should have told him, man, like, you could have told him, man, like, bottom line is this. Tim Creedle, what's your fight resume for you to turn around and tell me that I'm scared? You know what I mean?
You know, so man, it reminded me of the time when he turned around to Broner and said, 4-time champion, that's nothing, right? Broner said, "Whoa, 4-time champion, bro. Even being champion 1 time, that's everything. So you can't tell me."
Okay. So I get it. You know what? I can get it if a man's trying to do something in a constructive light. I get it. I can say, you know what? I get where you're coming from. But what I don't get is like, because when I heard that, because remember they showed that on BT, you know, when he goes, like you were scared, but I don't even know if you were, but you started off. No, a man started off apprehensive. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Scared is when you're praying. Apprehensive is when you're saying, boy, let me just prod a little bit because we don't know what kind of waters we're going on. Because how it goes is, what's the saying that fools rush in where angels fear to tread. So you get a damn fool to go out there, guns blazing to cry. You know what I mean? You be an idiot. But what I am going to say is this, Denzel. The performance that you put in is only going to leave you in good stead simply because I know your mindset, bro.
Yeah.
I know your mindset. You know what I mean? And you've got some tough back, like I said, you've got some British bulldog spirit inside you that is mixed with some different Ashanti warrior powers from back home. So when you combine those two together, it's trouble. It's trouble, bro. I'm not, no one can't tell me. I was just so blinking impressed with the performance that you went out and did yesterday because I'm telling you, man was just thinking, the majority of people or everyone else was thinking like, yeah, now this guy's going to bang out Denzel in 5 rounds. And nope, 5 rounds come and that's when you started to get wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah, I mean, when I'm saying like the sky's the limits because only big things can come off of the back of this, my friend. I'm telling you this now. Only big things because, and look at that, what's that? KF Harris has said, great performance, fire emoji. You know what I mean? Adrian Waters turning around 100. Hey, what? Like I don't like how people ain't putting no Snapchat money in this thing, you know, right? I'm telling you, A-Force, bare power up. And the nice thing as well is like you brought South London to Vegas, bro. What was that like?
That was sick, man. That was one of the best experiences of my life, bro. Just having a fam at it, supporting me, like showing mad love, like just even for them to fly down, it was like I didn't expect you lot to fly down, you know. Like, it would have been the same love if you lot just booked out something back home and everyone ganged up there and just watched it and supported from there. Like, but to actually fly down and come down, like just the support, man, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
10 times better, man. It was mad.
Well, massive big up from my you got you one of your countrymen there, my bona fide country done, aka the chairman. True boxing fans, salute your performance. 100, well done, Denzel. When I mean like country's this is my longest friend, you know. Yeah, you know I mean? My longest friend. And so I'm very cultured in the Ghanaian thing, you know.
Yeah, respect
it. I said full regular and Gary from as a youth. I'm telling you this now. So country. His real name is Edmund Clotty. So like the Clotty family, you know, it's a big boxing name in Ghana. So all of that. And I'll tell you one story. Like the most famous African fighter of all time, the greatest African fighter of all time is Juma Nelson.
Yeah.
Right? And like Country's dad used to go to school with Juma Nelson. He's a little bit older than Juma. And I remember like Mr. Clotty said to me like, one time, Juma got out the hand. Oh, I just gave him a punch in the belly. So big up Country Don. This guy's my brother. We properly grew up. Like that's my brother. My proper brother. But yeah, then like what do you think the future holds for you now, bro?
Oh man, I did the World Championship, man. Like everything else was good. Like earning money from the sport is lovely, but I'm not gonna act like it's not about money. It definitely is. I want to be stable in my life and, you know, change my family's life and stuff. But I need a World Championship, man. So future, I just want to be in good fights. I want to be in big fights. I want to be one of them names that people remember when I retire. Like, yeah, that guy there was a fighter. Like, look how you're talking about Zuma Nelson and all these guys. Like, they retired how many years ago, and their names still get mentioned now. It would be nice to be one of them guys, you know what I mean? But I got to do a bit more, or a lot more.
You have to mention Zuma Nelson when we're dealing with fighters. Zuma Nelson, I mean, 2-weight world champion, and he reigned supreme at the time when he's reigning. All the Ronnies, thank you so much for the £1.79. And he has a simple thing to say, bless up, Denz, because we know. Well, listen, I'm telling you, you are looking to become or in that reign. I mean, and if I was to spin it back, right? A Juma Nelson fought Sanchez in, I think it was his 14th fight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And yeah, Azuma, he lost that fight. He got stopped in the 14th round. Right? Yeah. But that wasn't the thing that brushed him off, because man was saying at the end of the day, you weren't even meant to go into that fight. You were not meant to have a chance in that fight. And he put in a very, very gallant performance. Right? But remember, Azuma got stopped. From then, and that was at featherweight, then from then, he picks up the vacant crown, the vacant WBC crown, and he reigns supreme. Then he moves up to super featherweight. And yeah, so Azuma just kept on going and going. Yes. Robert Brody, thank you for the £10. Click that one up for us, Gary. Yep. Yeah. Putting it in the atmosphere now. Denz to be world champ in 2023. Thank you so much for the £10 and also for the compliment to our guy, Denzel Bentley. Adrian Waters says a really good one. Battersea had Howard Eastman, but he fell short to Hopkins, and I firmly believe that Denzel Bentley gets a world title 100%.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Balfour says Azuma Nelson was great. Yeah, Azuma Nelson is the GOAT, man. Yeah, 100% he's the GOAT. For African fighters, unprecedented champion, incredible champion. He does a lot of people don't know. I know Azuma quite cool, you know. So yeah. Azuma does a lot for Ghana. Like he opened up hospitals, he's got schools out there. Yeah, I mean, Azuma Nelson's a good man. A very, very good man. I love Azuma Nelson. He's
met him in 2020. Gave me his time on that, man. He's proper good guy, man.
Oh, you met him in 2020? When he's over here? Or what?
When I went over to Ghana.
Okay. What was he like?
Sick, man. He just sat down with me, telling me bare stories, telling me Barry McGuigan ducked him, and obviously how he beat Jim McDonald and that, and just bare stories, man. He's funny. He's a good guy, man. They gave me advice and stuff.
He did duck him.
I asked him about that loss as well. I was like, oh, after that loss, like, did you lose confidence? Like, how was it? Remember, at the time I was undefeated, so I'm trying to think, like, when you lost, like, how was it? He was like, no, I knew I could still be a world champion after, so I still had that belief. And I was like, okay, I hear you, like, I respect it.
You know what? It's like when he lost in that fight, yeah. He weren't fighting no idiot, man. You know, I just want you know what I mean? Azuma Nelson, what's coming up on my screen? Like, Azuma Nelson was that guy who he could really fight.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want man to know, like, he boxed Jeff Finnick, yeah? Jeff Finnick is most probably one of Australia's greatest fighters. They're going to say, see, because of your Jeff Finnick. So he fights Jeff Finnick in, I think it's 89. It was 89 and they gave it a draw. Right? And like a big uproar because really and truly Jeff Finnick won that fight. But whereas Azuma Nelson was a Don King fighter in his promotions, right?
Yeah.
So they made the return, yeah? In Australia. And Azuma Nelson broke it up, you know. Went on a little broke up, you know. Go watch that fight. I'll be your fair. Go. No, went on a little broke up, you know. And like you see Bear Gala man in Australia jump in the ring, jumping for joy and all the rest of it. I said, right, you don't mind because you know the Australian man will kidnap you. Azuma Nelson is a real bad man. Yeah. Trust me, because like I said, his fight against Salvador Sanchez is classed as one of the greatest featherweights of all time.
That was a mad fight.
Mad fight, you know.
Yeah.
Mad fight. And then after that, he goes on, he beats good guys. Wilfredo Gomez, he beats loads of good guys. And yes, Barry McGuigan, I rate the fact that this, you know, Barry McGuigan puts his hands up, you know, and says, you know what, yeah. Yeah, I didn't want that smoke. So, you know what I mean? As Jim Nelson was in the ring, he knocked out a guy called Pat Cardell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat Cardell was a good fight. 1986, he knocks out Pat Cardell, and he goes, "Yeah, I want that girl. I want that girl. McGregor. I want McGregor. I want that girl." But that never happened. And now in hindsight, when you look at it, he would have broke up Barry McGregor. Not no little broke up neither. Especially like Barry McGregor, he was just too strong. He was a real them pounded yam. He would have killed him. He'd have killed him. So like I'm saying, so you had the fight. You know what I mean? It's good to see you smiling. You know what I mean? I have to big up your mum as well, man. I see your mum was making up better noise at the fight. I love that. No, seriously, I totally love that. Well, not only that, kind of your mum supports the show. Yeah. Like, ideally now, yeah, even though you're soaking it all in and everything else, what are the fights that you would like to have now? Like, what names? Let's call them, bro.
One fight I was looking at, I'd like to get the winner of Smith and EUBANK.
Yep. So that's the fight. Don't forget about anything else. That's the fight. We don't need to. We got a soundbite right now to chop it up. Like, you know what I mean? Who do you think's gonna win out of Smith and EUBANK?
I don't know, man. EUBANK has shown me that even though he's got this kind of new style that everyone thought weren't gonna suit him, it's benefiting him. But Smith's the dog, man. Smith's the dog. It just depends what they both got left. And I think EUBANK will take it serious, and it's a good 50-50 fight still. But that's what I'm saying. I think I like the winner. So whoever wins,
especially financially, you know, Chris EUBANK Jr. is going to be more financially viable for you.
100%, and obviously he's a real middleweight, innit? So I'd rather like a real middleweight, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's Chris EUBANK. It's a name. It would push me further in the rankings. Probably get me another world title shot, like, straight away. But like, let's miss 154-pounder. Yeah, no real interest. I got more interest in fighting EUBANK, if I'm being honest. But obviously, whoever wins is the better guy. So I want.
So what would you do if you had to fight EUBANK? What would you do to him?
What would I do to him?
Yeah. Why would you win that fight?
Nah, joking.
I don't hear no game plans. I don't know why you'd win the fight. Simple.
I just think what EUBANK does is like he tries to take away from the fact that he's having trouble by trying to make it look like he's playing. And I'll just stick it on him, man. I'll just go through the gears and stick it on him. And I know he can do all that too, but I think I got a better. He's got fast hands and fast combinations, but I think I've got a better punch selection. In the way I thought, better punch selection. I go upstairs and downstairs, and I got a better punch selection than EUBANK still.
All right, Denzel Bentley. Well, what I got to leave it on this one here, Denz. Any shout out you want to go give out? Yeah, to all your crew.
I tell you, shout out my guys, man. Everyone that flew down, man. I love you lot to bits, man. Shout out to the Peacock Gym. Martin couldn't make it. So shout out to Martin. Obviously, Ray, Eric, CJ, my guy Big Tom in the corner and stuff. Ads. Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone, man. But one shout out I want to give, it's a random one, but shout out to Tyler Denny, man. Shout out to Tyler Denny. I like the way he's carried himself and he's flipped his career around. He's doing bits. He's come off 2 good wins and he's just thriving right now. So shout out to, and I see him just before I come on, and I was just thinking, you know what? That boy's turning around, car. He was just going to be an opponent for a minute, and he still is, but he's upsetting the card. So shout out to Tyler Denny, man. He's doing his thing, man.
Yeah, because that's what you're saying. He said, he wants to fight for the British. So I said, bro, it's like, you know what? Yeah, I hear that. He goes, like, whoever's got the British title, he said he wants that title. You know what I mean? So, but it's a good thing.
Obviously, that's not a good fight for him. But that's Tyler Denny, man.
Nah, I hear that, man. I hear that. Listen, man, I only promised people that I was only going to get an hour on the show from me. And they've got that. But, I mean, I'm seriously, massive respect, because I know, like, from your fights being over, you ain't done no interviews or anything else. You know what I mean? So for you to go jump on the fight is right. Bare love. You know what I mean? Tundi couldn't be here, but, because he's in camp. You know what I mean? But Tundi was like, I know he's sending you bare messages, because Tundi was like, nah, Denz, you represented. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you now, like I said, and I'm using the great Ajuma Nelson as that pillar, for simple fact of, like, it's not if you lose, it's how you lose. Right? Number one. And then how you lose determines whether it was like you lost or you came second best.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying to you, you didn't lose yesterday because your stock's risen. You come second best. And what's going to happen is now is like you coming back to home. When you come back home to the UK, there are going to be brilliant fights there for you because people know like, rah, you're not no muppet and you don't come to make up numbers.
Yeah.
You come to make your own history, your own destiny. And because of that now, like I said, massive salute to you. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to, I always watch your career anyway, but even more so now to watch it even more studiously and everything else. And like, yeah, you, my friend, just keep on doing what you're doing. Massive salute to you and all your family who come out to support you and everything else, man. You made me feel very proud this morning. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank you, man. Love, I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the British middleweight champion, Denzel Bentley, who's also world class and a world title contender after last night's performance. We salute you. Thank you very much, Denz.
Nah, love, man. Appreciate it.
Free up yourself, my brother. Yes. You know what I mean? I'm proud. I'm proud of the show. I'm proud of the fact that we had two gladiators jump on the show for us. So massive big up to Tyler Denny, the English middleweight champion who put in a fantastic performance last night. And also we got to say a massive big up to Too Sharp, Denzel Bentley. You know what I mean? Because what he done yesterday, it was a stellar performance. I was very impressed with him. I'm looking forward to even more stuff from him in the future. And you heard it here first. He wants the winner of Liam Smith versus Chris Eubank Jr. And that will be a barn burner. I'm looking forward. If that fight can happen for the new year, I'm looking forward to it. And on that note, I'm going to say in the illustrious words of, before I even say something, massive big up yesterday. Massive big up for the performance that was put in by Natasha Jonas. She is just getting better by the second now. She is a unified world champion at 154 pounds and she is the Ring Magazine champion as well. So in the past week, we have two fighters from the UK who reign supreme in holding Ring Magazine titles. And one of them, Chantel Cameron, at 140 pounds. And now we added to that Natasha Jonas. I actually should have phoned Natasha, but I thought I'm going to allow her because I really wanted to get Denzel Bentley on the show to props up our guy. And not only that, because Denzel's family really do support the fighters right. And lastly, may I say a massive shout out to a young man called Jashawn Fearon, who won the NEBC London's today down at the Peacock at, what was that? He boxes at lightweight. And you heard the name, Deshaun Fearon. Sorry, Sonny Edwards. I'm going to say not big up Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards put in a masterful display, you know. A masterful display. Showing, and you know what I like about Sonny Edwards? Forget about his persona and, you know what I mean? I actually know the guy. But Sonny Edwards' boxing IQ, the guy is very clever. And you know what? Sonny understands boxing. You know what I mean? He understands boxing. And because of that, I got props him. Matter of fact, you know what? One second. Because man say, what about Sonny Edwards? You know what I mean? Sonny Edwards was really good. Sonny Edwards was class. You know what I mean? Said it. No one else can't take that away from Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards gave a masterclass performance. Was that on Friday, right? So yeah, props to Sonny Edwards as well. And that Dalton you is one to look out for as well. What's he? He's the super lightweight champion. That you can fight, man. That you really can fight. So yeah, I ain't missed that number. But on the next one, I'm gonna touch. Because let me jumping off, but you kept me on there. Fraser Clark, for all of his skills and everything else, and I rate Fraser Clark a lot. Fraser, you're meant to be putting in better performances than what you put in last night. right? And the thing about it is Fraser very critical of himself, so I think he believes that himself. Fraser Clark needs to put in better performances than that. Simple thing is this. Fraser Clark is a multiple ABA champion. Fraser Clark is a man that won a Commonwealth Games gold medal. Fraser Clark is a man that won a bronze medal at the Olympics. So Fraser Clark has done all these kind of things. That proves to us that the caliber of what you're on, you're higher than these guys that you're fighting. It was a better opponent than the last guy that you fought. But to tell you the honest truth, my granny would have been a better opponent than the last, not the one yesterday, but the last guy that you fought. And my granny's been dead since 1989, right? So I think they're trying to position him in a certain way. That Shanowski guy is a tough guy, he's a tough competitor. I give him that. And he's difficult to stop because Martin McCauley couldn't stop him. David Allalay couldn't stop him. But I would like to think that a man that has been a Commonwealth Games gold medalist and a bronze medalist in the Olympics would kind of be on the same kind of route. Because if I was to go and spin it back now, and I'm just going to be real with you, when I was to go spin it back with guys who've gone to Olympics, David Price, he won a bronze medal. When David Price was on the come up, was 7 fights. Yep. I don't know what happened there. Some dodgy thing. You know what I mean? Some dodgy thing that's happened there. I'm saying this now. With when I was just talking about Fraser Clark. I think Fraser Clark is very, very good. But really and truly, Fraser Clark is meant to be banging out guys like that who he had last night. Simple fact, I think he was trying too hard to overexert himself, and he wasn't patient and he wasn't relaxed, because I think Fraser Clark is very good. But what I am saying is, if you'd have seen David Price in with that guy, I think David Price would have banged him out. You know what I mean? If you'd have seen someone like Anthony Joshua in with that guy, I believe Anthony Joshua would have banged him out. So, and I want to see great things. I want to see great things for what, my Wi-Fi gone fine? I don't even know. It's like too many blinking kids in there playing on something. I want to see him do better. And that's not me being critical of him. I rate him so much, and that's why. Oh, it's better now, right? Because I rate Fraser Clark so much, I would just like to see Fraser Clark do better. Because, like I'm saying, if a up-and-coming David Price in there with him, I think David Price will knock him out. And Anthony Joshua in with that guy, the Sonoshki guy, would have knocked him out. So, and you know what I mean? And that's not, I think the blueprint of how your career should be guided is to watch how they move Joe Joyce. If that was Joe Joyce in with him, right, I believe that he would have knocked him, Joe Joyce would have knocked out that guy as well. So, thank you very much, Snapchat. The picture is crystal clear now. Thanks. So, I just believe, you're meant to be following that kind of suit, but also be your own person. But I believe that you should be following that kind of suit, because I rate you, my friend. I really, really do rate you, right? So because I rate you, and because I'm going out on a limb, and you know that I rate you because we speak personally, but I'm being open and honest. That was a decent performance, but in ratings out of 10, what I'd give that, I'd most probably give that a 5.5, because I know that you can do better. And if I didn't care, I wouldn't be saying that. You know, I'm speaking the facts, right? You have to do better than that, my friend, because the weight of expectation on your shoulders is very, very great. And also, you can fight, right? And it's a simple thing. You know what I mean? The more practice you practice at something, what you practice at, you become better at. So continue practicing, continue working on your stuff. You and your team, Angel Fernandez and the rest of them, continue practicing and working on the stuff that you have to go and do. And I think then, okay, that's a good one. You know, Matt Wanzer said, do you think Fraser and the Romford Bull would be a good matchup. And I do, but I know for a fact that Matchroom would never ever take that fight. Frazier Clark is an accomplished, elite amateur who's now turned professional, right? The Romford Bull, Johnny Bull, he's just come in the other day. So, but this is the next thing. If I'd have put the Romford Bull in with that opponent, maybe the Romford Bull will be looking to knock him out. But I'm not knocking Sonoski to that level because we did see Sonoski got a really, really good win over George Fox and Don Charles' son. And George Fox technically is superb. I'm going to be real with you. Technically, he is a superb boxer. But he's a man that came up second best because he just had an off night. But that's a really good tick on the record for him. But what I am saying is, like, right now, Frazier Clark is meant to show that over the up-and-coming guys or the prospects in the UK that you're head and shoulders above them. And on yesterday's performance, you didn't show us that. And I'm just being real. I'm not being overly critical of you. I'm just being overly real of the situation. I believe that Frazier Clark can go on and pick up world titles and everything else. But I'd just like to see him not rush his work, like to gauge. And you know what? Frazier, listen to me. Go and watch a lot of Riddick Bowe tapes. Go and watch early Riddick Bowe. Early Riddick Bowe when he fought guys like Elijah Tillery. Go and watch Riddick Bowe. Go and watch Riddick Bowe when he fought guys like Tony Tubbs. Watch Riddick Bowe, then the early Riddick Bowe, and how Riddick Bowe would be inside and throw that uppercut and come out with left hook, and then he push your way to be back on his jab. These are the things that I believe that, you know what I mean, he should be doing. Kurt Campbell has said, when is Wardley versus Gorman happening? I think that's on the Dylan White undercard, you know? I think that's this month. I think that's November 26th or 27th. Right. I think that's this month. I'm looking for this good fight. Very, very good fight. So, yeah. Reece Jones says, who's a good next fight for Frazier? I would say, this is me just being real. Whether it can happen or not, I don't know. Right? But I would say a good guy for Frazier Clark. What's that guy? To be real, I would say Martin Bacoli. That's what I'd say. I would say Martin Bacoli would be a good fight for Frazier Clark up next. But they're gonna say, but he's what's the French guy? The French guy that Martin Bacoli beat. Jonas, whatever his name is, that would be a good fight for him, I believe. That's just me just being real. But you know what? How Frazier Clark gets matched and how he gets moved, they're going to keep on moving him along in a certain way. And I just think, like I've said, that was a better opponent than his last fight. The fight before that was absolutely horrendous. It was disgusting. Even Frazier Clark felt embarrassed. So they thought they're going to move him up again. But I just think, like, there's Tony Yonka, that's it. That's the guy, Meta. Thank you very much. Right? But yeah, that's what I think. But we'll see. We shall see. Anyway, am I doing a watch-along, Spence? For what fight are you talking about? For the Dylan White, I think I'm going to be at Dylan White's fight. But if I'm not, we're definitely going to do the watch-along. But watch-alongs will be back. Listen, I like doing I know my place. We want to talk boxing history and all the rest of it. I'm the guy. But you see the watch-along. The watch-along is actually Tundi Ajayi's forte because Tundi's on another level. Tundi gets me hyped. I was gutted that we didn't the fight along. We didn't the fight along yesterday. We did a watch-along yesterday. But after Yard takes care of business next week, not putting no pressure on no one, 2 rounds, right? After Yard does his thing next week, then Babatunde Ajayi shall be back on the fighters, right? And I just got to say this now. In the famous words of Babatunde Ajayi, dream it, believe it, become it. And I close the show by saying, come on down. I wish every one of you a plum-pleasing, successful, energetic week to come and have a fantastic time in being fantastic. Peace, 2 fingers. I am out. Later, Gary.